Now remember where we left off last week, and we're looking at these individual. It's a good problem to have. Look how nice that is. I got a whole drawer of nice. They're not duds. I like to call them almost. As you can see, that is a really nice nugget potato. It's got fortification bands. It's got all sorts of different things. They're not bad pieces. Yes, this drawer. These are still all oily. Look at that. So you sit there and you go, well, what am I going to do? Is I have just a plethora of neat material here that do I want to sit and spend forever polishing these, or here's a perfect one. This is a nice stone. Okay, but do we want to spend forever polishing it? Most of the time, looks like that's its mother or sister. See, so they're not terrible stones. This one here, you just keep on digging into this pile. Okay, look at that interesting one. So we really need to just kind of sit there and go, is there a better system? And evolution is trying to teach as we learn how to do something. I'm trying to share it with others. Remember, I have not done lapidary for years. I am going into it and I am learning, but remember, these hands have built houses, severely damaged cars, custom painted cars. They've done quite a few things, and not just twinkling around on a camera. They've accomplished a lot of things. And remember, I'm only 39 years old, and that's a lot of things. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this. And we're going to get into it. And we've got some big, sorry for shaking my finger at you. We'll just keep my fingers doing this. Okay, nice and soft. But I had the confidence enough to put this automotive refinish onto what I would call top shelfers. Now, those top shelfers they're beautiful. They're some of the best that I've ever gathered. So you go ahead and you find that when you have confidence in something, and then you look at what you produced, traditional speaking, then you look at your finished product of what you produced, non-traditional, and then you show it to average people who do not rock hound. Guess what? 9 out of 10 of them will choose the one with the alternative system that actually is a lot faster. So let's play some what's in the bucket. So silly squirrel. All right, so you recognize this one, okay? This one came from the Thunder Egg deposit. And what I'm trying to do, like I said, don't look, Ethel, is I'm trying to have a diversity of lighting. And we'll see just how well this actually comes out. Let's see how the footage goes. They said, don't. What's in the bucket? What is in this bucket? But you can see this is what it's looking like before I actually polish it. Okay, I have very little shine on that rind. I've kept the automotive clear from contaminating the whole rock. And like I said, it's not a disaster to get a little bit on there. I can very quickly dole it right out to where nobody but me and the Almighty would know that it's there. So you can see I haven't spent forever. I've done that process, as you'll see clips of throughout the course of this episode. We'll have some flashbacks on the process of applying this material. So let's see what else is in this bucket. Okay. Well, this is kind of pretty. This one came from the area known as Castle Mountain. You've been watching it on the evolution, and see how nice and pretty that is. It's a very pretty material. And again, I have not finished this. If I could hand this to you, you would notice that there's a couple little contaminants, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it with an Orbitile sander with what I've seen is 800 is efficient. The little polisher that I'm going to reveal is actually quite nice. Gets the stone wet, moves the material. The only downfall that I have seen by doing this is the fact that the automotive clear is not as durable as the final, but by just slightly. And what I mean by durable, I don't think you ever want to, if you spend hours polishing a stone, I don't think you ever want your stones to be banging together in a little satchel like you're gathering them off of the hillside and actually scarring up, because that outside rind is a hardness of 7, just like we have with the inside, and it can scratch one another. Now, if the hardness, I couldn't tell you on the Mow scale what the hardness of the automotive material is, but I know it's not a 7. So looks like we've had a little bit of a cloud go behind, so hopefully it shines, because that's what I come out here for, is to actually give you a diversity. And the damn cloud took away my sun. I'm a little ash red right now. Now don't look, Ethel. So we are looking at what these look like prior to polishing. I said, this is going to be something, but if you see the effort that it took to actually take that and make it something, hey, to where anybody would think that is pretty. Let's grab a larger one. Ha 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 ha. Now this is this shows the confidence that I have in this process. This is my favorite nodule that I have found and cut this year. That is absolutely gorgeous. And I did not polish this. This is automotive clear. But I know, as you will see, it's not an irreversible event. It's not. And I know now that this, look how gorgeous that is. It's just absolutely mind-boggling beautiful. And it took me, right now, besides the cutting, it took me, maybe I have spent 5 minutes on this stone, and I am still not done with it. But it's 5 minutes. And look how gorgeous that is. That can be displayed in any home, any personal collection of any kind. And it was 5 minutes of my life, not, oh my gosh, I could probably spend a couple of hours easy polishing this and get frustrated and have to polish it again. I have done that. I know. So in the evolution, we're trying to do our best to actually show that there is some certain contrarian viewpoints. That does not mean that you're destroying the world of the lapidary industry. You know, you're not. You're making something, case in point, like this. It has that large fracture right there. Okay? I would not have spent the time to polish this one because of the actual fracture. But if I only have to spend 5 minutes, probably maximum, like I said, out here, they look absolutely perfect. Okay? You have to feel and get it in the right light to actually see the impurities, in which I will show how to polish out. And it doesn't take that long. And then you have something that is beautiful. It is reversible. That's the T. It's not something that has to be permanent. So if somebody actually was to acquire this from me and they wanted to do it conventionally, they could do it, and it's not going to destroy the world. The core of the earth is not going to shake because it has got material on it that is over $300 sprayable gallon, that I could theoretically leave this nodule outside for 20 years, just like that, and it could generally basically remain the same. That is something special. These are actually prettier than I actually thought they were in this little bucket. Okay. This one here is a relatively, I would call it a normal dud. But when it gets the material like that on it, and as you can see, like I said, sorry, don't look, Ethel, but this is the way I can get some decent light on this so everybody can see and see maybe possibly the depth. This has a little floating fortification right in the center of it. But other than that, it's non-eventful. Now, the matrix inside here does have shine. Okay. But that is it. Here does not have the material. Here it has the material. But this material made this theoretic dud into something that is beautiful. What else do we got in this bucket? I think we need to look at this yet one more time. This is the other half of the one from Winston's Thunder egg deposit. Now you can see this right here. There's a little bit of an impurity, if you possibly can see it, right there. But you know what? That little impurity will be polished out within moments. And it would take the master, cerium oxide. Some materials just will never achieve the ultimate shine of other materials. It's just a fact. It's just a fact of nature and physics. Well, this right here absolutely is beautiful. And we're not even getting it. Now we're going to look at the other half of the best nodule that I have ever probably picked in my life. And I did it this way because through trial and error, seeing what I did, it proves to be worthy of the best agate nodule that I have ever picked personally. Remember the evolution, everything is self-collected. So I will grab the other half and you will see just how beautiful. Look at the reflections. I really tried hard to get it to where the sun, I'll have to put it down into here to see, but you see just how beautiful those two are sitting side by side. And that, I do truly believe, fractureless and just sheer beauty, sheer perfection is the best nodule. Remember, size. Look at the size. Size matters on the evolution because I know just the larger they are, the more rare they truly are. So, but look at the beauty of that. What is in this bucket? It just keeps on producing, just like Santa Claus's present bag, the Easter Bunny and the eggs. It just keeps on producing out of this bucket. So, hopefully you're enjoying this, because I sure am. Again, there's that one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very proud of that one. Now we're going to gather and pick up one. Well, this is the other side of that one that I would have never polished. You see that mirror fracture, but look how that fortification right there. Look how pretty that is. It's gorgeous. It's a pretty son of a gun. But I would not have polished this one. Not in I wouldn't say a million years, but I spent time with that, just like spending time with a normal lapidary saw, trying to cut this nodule. Oh Lord, that would have took forever, and I would have bound it up. It would have probably made it about this far, and then really started to bind up. They said I burnt through approximately about 4 blades before I knew there was no way in the world that I could do it. But I was just following suit of what I'd seen on other channels. And I just knew that that is an error and I needed to change. So let's pick up the largest nodule out of the bucket. And we'll do the lesser half. Now this one here basically, again, came from Castle Mountain. And if you've been watching the evolution, you will recognize this nodule. It was not overly pretty. It really wasn't, but it wasn't just a quartz bomb. It's mixed with, we'll call it a quartz matrix. But look at all of the beautiful material inside. I'm going to stop trying to actually describe everything that I see. It's just too difficult. You're guessing a lot of the time. You can do research. Look at this. Everybody knows water lining, but everything else there, I can tell you. It has a little bit of fracturing, but not bad. But that was basically would be, what are you going to do with it? So we put it in the flower bed. Shall we, save it. We might use it at a later date. Or make it beautiful to where most people would love to see this as an ornament in their home. Let's get the bigger half. Here comes the bigger half. There we are. And there. So this has been down there. See, so these little bangers right here, that right there, that's a little bit of a nasty one. But that had it was in a bucket, carried from the repair facility to here. And they collided, and they were also relatively what they call green. So this one right here has got a nick right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a nick. But it's not a disaster. And you know what? If I happen to have problems with getting that nick out of there, okay, that impact, which I wish it wasn't there, but it's there. It's right there. Okay. Well, I can put it in the redo bucket and put it and reapply the automotive clear. And we're going to pick up the sister of that. That's in the bucket. So we may possibly have to make another episode. I'll quickly get it out, because I think spending the time looking at this beautiful material was worth it. So, hey, thank you so very, very much. Please subscribe. Everybody that's attending, remember, the spice of life is a diversity of opinions. And without diversity of opinions, we are in trouble. You can unite on certain aspects of things, but hey, there's nothing wrong with a difference of an opinion. Please don't hold it against me because I haven't followed suit with the rest of the pack. But I'm not completely declaring war. I'm just showing a different view on the world in which I'm evolving into. So thank you so very much. Please subscribe, please like, and you have a wonderful evening. And believe me, part 2 will be coming out very quickly. Thank you so very much.